Hello, it's Karen from Vintage Style Journals. I'd just like to show you through one of my beautiful glassine bag journals. I've made quite a few of these, but I just thought I'd like to show you this one today. Each little piece of this journal has been handcrafted by me, but I've used these beautiful glassine bags here, and I've dyed them with a beetroot and coffee stain, and they just came out in this gorgeous pink hues. And this is a pocket on the front here, and I've just popped some handmade paper in there as well. These lovely flowers here are handmade out of vintage satin. I chopped up an old wedding dress, shame on me, but I don't like to let them stay in the op shops that I find them in, because they just gather dust a lot of the time. So particularly the old vintage ones, I'll bring them home and use them in my journals, use them to make ephemera. So you know that the satin, or the material that comes from them, is all just stunning vintage material. Alrighty, so on the edge of this one, I've just made a tassel that will match all the fabrics that I have inside this journal, and I've added some beautiful pale seam binding just to finish it off. That's just a gorgeous little addition that's just pinned on the side with a bulb pin there, beautiful rose gold bulb pin, just in keeping with the rose and the lovely rose gold theme. Here's just a stunning vintage bead. I've been looking everywhere all over the internet for these, and I just cannot find them. I got this probably a handful of these in a vintage shop, and I snapped them up very quickly, and I haven't been able to find them since, so it's a bit of a shame, because I love using this colour in many of my journals. I tend to keep with a bit of a rose theme for a lot of my journals, not all of them, but as you can see, again, beautiful 3D wax seal on the front there that comes from my gorgeous wax seal that my hubby bought me. My favourite wax seal, I just love it, and it looks great in any colour. I do have some videos up on how to make wax seals if you're interested in having a look at my channel. Be really great if you could give me a thumbs up if you like this, of course. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I'm trying to put up a few more videos in the near future, just to give some ideas of some flip throughs that I'll be doing of some of the created journals, and I'm going to be putting up a few more painting tutorials also, just so that you can see how easy it is to create beautiful things. And even if you've never painted before, I try to make it as easy as I possibly can, and give you all the tips that I have in my brain to try and help you to achieve something gorgeous if you're going to follow any of my videos on painting. Just a little mini booklet with vintage, well, it's not actually vintage paper, this is coffee stained paper, just really lovely to put in your handbag. That goes in this beautiful pocket here, which is a stunning colour actually. It's probably a little bit more loud than I would normally use, but I just felt that it belonged in here, and that's a lovely linen doily. The other part is on the other side here, just to create some pockets. Right, again, just a beautiful vintage rose design that I've placed on this lovely green vellum. I found a whole wad of this in an op shop, and I could not believe my eyes. Why would anyone want to throw out vellum? So I snapped it up. It probably cost me 50 cents, and I probably got about, I don't know, 50 pieces of this lovely green vellum. And I've not actually seen green vellum before, so I grabbed it and actually printed this beautiful rose on there. All right, just a stained doily from beetroot staining that I did for some of the other journal pages that I've made for other journals. And I've just popped some vintage journal paper in here. It's just really gorgeous dark hues on the side of it to show its age. Again, just another piece of handmade paper in there. My journals tend to have more writing areas in them. I try to put some ephemera, but I don't like to just have them swimming with my handcrafted ephemera. I just prefer to just give more pages for writing. Some people prefer a lot of ephemera, some people don't. This is one of the stickers that I make, and I've just put this on. This is actually a vintage envelope. I found a whole pile of these again at one of the Salvo stores, I think, along with the paper to go with it. So it is actually vintage. It looks quite yellow. I'm not sure whether it started out yellow or whether it's just become that way over time. Again, a few more little bits of paper, and I put some vintage lace in here. I think there's at least a couple of meters on there. I try to add some of this to my journals, just so that if you want to decorate any further you can. Again, one of the stickers that I've created on this little glassine bag that's been stained. I've got one of my little tags in there. This is actually just a gorgeous crackle over the top, a little bit of a mixed media option for anybody. You could doody-dar that up a little bit more if you like. It's just a simple brown tag with some paint and crackle medium. And this gorgeous, what do they call it? I call it silly yarn because I can never remember. I think it's novelty yarn that I bought from an Etsy shop. Can't remember where I bought it, but it was on Etsy that I actually got this gorgeous little pink. Yeah, I call it silly yarn. Anyway, it's going back in. Oh, what else is in there? Nothing. Okay, just turning over. Just another little pocket there, and a very heavily stained journal tag there, just for writing on. I love these little roses. They come in it's like a strip of these, and I just chop them up as I feel led to do so, just to decorate pages or cards. Again, this is a beautiful French style frame journal card, and I've added a rose onto this one. I got the original from the graphics area, I think. I downloaded that many years ago, and I've also put some of these in my prayer journals that I've made. And so yeah, they're just beautiful design, beautiful colour. Just printed it up on there and made use of it for a journal card. Again, these I sell in my shop. They're downloads that I've created. The rose was downloaded from the internet, but the frame I've created in my program that I have, and I've made a tuck spot out of that because I meant to print it up as a sticker, but I printed it up on card instead. I forgot to change the material in my printer, and so I just thought, well, I really like that, so I'm using a few of these as tuck spots, just sticking them on or sewing them on the edge as I have done here. Makes a great little addition. I've got them in colour. They can be found in my Etsy shop if you're interested. And this green lace here is actually a vintage lace. When I saw it, I thought, oh, I don't know if I'd use that in my journals, but it just works so beautifully with the pinks in here. Again, another gorgeous vintage. It's a cotton or a linen, I think, but probably an Irish cotton or something doily that I've chopped in half and made a pocket out of it. Again, another one of those vintage envelopes. And you see there's not an awful lot of ephemera in here, but what I have put in here I've either made myself or it's actually vintage source. And this one here I've made out of wallpaper. It's just a beautiful old wallpaper design, and what I've done is I've actually stenciled some texture paste over here and just added a little bit of paint on there just to highlight the texture. And that's just a journaling card. I've put the wallpaper onto some normal card just to give it a little bit more body so that it's writable. And just pop that in there. These, I've got books of these beautiful old vintage receipts, I think they are, or invoices. more like an invoice type of thing. And I've just made some little pockets out of it. So I've made a pocket under there, pocket in there, and that can be lifted up as a flap, and you can just write here. This is a lovely large envelope that I've textured here with a gorgeous design and painted, spatter painted some gold over the envelope, just to make it a little bit more special. Then the other side of it, I don't know if you can see that, I suppose, holding it in the light, and another journal card inside. I've put a variety of roses on these because I just think even though they're quite fancy, they still look beautiful with the flower added to them. So that's just a bit of a pocket there. Just get that back in properly. Just more paper. I've added some of the beetroot paper in here as well. This is another one of my Shabby roses that I paint. I try to paint them and put them throughout my journals, but I've taken to painting all of my envelopes, so anyone who purchases my stickers usually gets a Shabby rose envelope with them sent. They'll be sent in the envelope. Again, some more lace to add to the journal if needed. Don't think there's anything more in there. And a sweet little wax seal. You don't actually have to have, you know, the seals that you can buy on the internet to make a beautiful wax decoration there. All I've done is place this on some baking paper and just tipped a little bit of the rose coloured wax out, put a little diamante into the middle of it, and voila, you have a little wax seal. I just love that because anybody can do it. You don't, all you need is wax and something to heat it up in. Just some more paper. This one here, again, one of my Shabby roses, but I've painted this on some coffee stained, actually I think this is tea stained canvas. So I like the background being a little bit stained. I don't tend to like it if it's white. I find white is a little bit too stark, so I tend to stain all my canvas if I'm going to paint on it. And this is just a simple bookmark or a journal tag, just decorated with some vintage lace and a bit of, oh, I don't know what you call this stuff, sort of like feather string or something. I don't know, that could be a new word for it. I'm sure you'll tell me. Again, this I made some Christmas cards out of this. This is just on some watercolour paper, and I've painted the background in a wash of green and stamped it with this circle. I got a stamp. It might have been through Stampin' Up even, I'm not sure, but and then just popped a few little roses around the edge. What I did was I actually put this on a black background and gave them as a Christmas card a few years back now. But it just made it, you know, a little bit different. Sort of trying to think outside the box so everything's not always Christmassy looking, but will, you know, be just as good for a Christmas idea. This here is just a wad of paper that I've actually pinned there, and with a little bit of a stained lace doily. And this is true vintage paper. I found a whole roll of this stuff in one of the Savers shops. I think my daughter actually picked it up and said, "Mum, is this something that you'd use?" And she knew damn well I would. So I just, yep, I think it was $5, and it's probably got about, oh, I don't know, could even have a mile of paper on it. It's just, yeah, gorgeous. I've stamped a rose over top there. I've just got the part of the rose on the paper, but I just thought that was a little bit different. Get in there. This is just a piece of card. I'm not sure where I got it, probably from one of those little books that you can get, paper books, paper wads, and I've just glued a little bit of lace along the edge there just to doody-dar it up a bit. And I put a little bit of the satin that I've used on the actual tie in there just in case that can be used for further decoration. That's just the other side of the vellum with the rose on it. And again, that pocket, gorgeous, gorgeous colour that. I don't know, it would be, oh, it's probably a rose pink. I know that sounds very boring, but I've got a paint that's this same colours and it's called rose pink. So there you go, it's rose pink. Again, the glassine bag. I haven't put anything in this one, but love the sound of those. Another one here, which I've embossed with some roses on there. Again, another one of my journal pockets that I've created in my program. And I do sell these again. They've got a variety of flowers on them. It's not just about roses. I couldn't tell you what they are at the moment, but if you wanted to have a look at them, they are in my Etsy shop. And I've placed another little mini journal inside here. I think there might be something else in here too. No, okay. So it's just a little journal full of paper so that you can write on. So gorgeous grungy looking paper there. Let's stick this one in your handbag. And look at the staining on here. I love that. Just beautiful. So that goes in the pocket. I'll just do that up. The glassine bag's a great way to just have as an extra bit of a journal pocket to stash stuff throughout the journal. As I said, I haven't put much in these bags, but that doesn't stop you if you want to have this journal. It doesn't stop you from putting things in. You can make up all your own things and put them in. But this is the middle of the journal. I've attached it to the lace. It's two separate mini journals, I suppose, that I've attached together to make the one with two signatures. The other side of that pocket it's just got a couple of these little tags that have been deliciously stained with that beautiful beetroot and coffee, and just painted another shabby rose there on the canvas. I love this. This is just a little snippet of some vintage lace that I found, and I thought it just went perfect with this journal, given that it's all about the rose. And this is vintage satin here, so if there are any marks on the satin, it's because I didn't wash it. I kept the vintage appearance with all the you know, the dark spots that can come over time. I think that just adds character to it, and that's why I use it in my journals. Again, a little wallpaper, a mini journal here with a little bit of vintage paper inside. This came off a vintage ribbon, this paper, and I've put one of my lovely cameo sticker wax seals on there that I made. I just used a cameo that I have and made a wax seal stamp out of it so that I could create some cameo wax seals. And this is actually vintage wallpaper strip, and on the back of it, if I open that out, it's just such a gorgeous design. Got lots of those for sale in my Etsy shop, and that goes in here. This is another thing that I've painted. This is, obviously it's a Chanel bottle, but I have quite a few of the Chanel perfumes, so I just had a painterly afternoon one Sunday afternoon and painted my Chanel No. 5 and my Coco Chanel, and then I've painted some flowers as well, and I've added them to the actual design, and then I've made stickers out of them, and that's what this is. And I sell each of these stickers online in my Etsy shop with white bags that have been painted with a little mini rose on the front of them. They come as a set. I'm just going to quickly grab my original paintings just so that you can see. They're not copies of other people's designs. They're my own painted designs, even though, sorry, I'm just out of whack here. I just got to grab my paintings so that I can show you what I did. I painted them on watercolour paper, and I've been doing quite a bit of that lately, and but these I painted well before last Christmas. A couple of my designs that I've recently painted are these. This is my background of roses that I sell as a digital download. I absolutely love that. It's all my little tiny shabby roses that I paint on my envelopes, these envelopes here. My pansies I've painted recently. You've probably seen those. These are yet to go up. My beautiful daffodils. I'm going to make stickers out of all of those. But I just wanted to try and find my Chanel ones. Got a whole pile of my paintings here. These are just my original bits and pieces that I've been working on. I know that this isn't about my painting, but look at my mini. I painted these and made stickers out of them for Christmas. That's actually my mini. I drive around in that little baby, and I thought I'll just paint some Christmas cards out of those. My Waratah that I've painted. Here's my Chanel. There we go. That's my Chanel design, which I made this sticker out of. I painted that just onto a journal card. I probably should have painted it onto some watercolor paper rather, but I just loved the way it turned out. I was very happy with that. It took me a couple of hours to paint the both of them, and there's my Chanel No. 5 painting that I did. So they're what I've made the stickers, and that's the actual original design of the flower that I made to go on here. So that's pretty much why I'm showing you those, just so that you know that I'm not cheating and taking other people's designs. It's just my own work. I do a lot of other little bits and pieces, but I will be putting some more paintings up on YouTube shortly. Again, a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of vellum with that lovely design of a rose. I have this actual design in my sticker set. I think it's the La Vie en Rose or the roses set that I sell. This one is in there as well as the other one as a sticker. They're just beautiful. They're not that large, obviously. They're small. Again, a piece of doily here that I've cut apart. And this beautiful, beautiful woman. They're just so gorgeous, these vintage ladies. So, and I try to incorporate at least a couple in each of my journals. Again, another little handmade silky, satiny sort of flower. And just the back is just a normal tea-stained journal card. Again, another one of those tags. Just a pretty simple job. Easy to make. And some more lace and some more card. Just vintage lace that I find all over the place. And just some more handmade paper that's been embossed in there. And I think this is getting towards the end. This is so lovely. Just one of my beautiful little stickers that I've put into this. I think it's a coin frame. I've just put a little sticker in there with behind some lace behind it, and I've attached some lovely silky fabric to that. I also sell these in my Etsy shop, and they're just lovely as a little addition to a card. Even on the front of a card, they look gorgeous. Again, this is a pocket under here. Again, some more of my hand-painted rose, just on some music paper. I've incorporated this in just because it's I don't know, a unique folksy looking rosebud. And I found this music paper on the back of it. It's just normal writing paper, and it's old. I found it in an op shop, and I just snapped up all the books that they had because they look like they're probably 50s or 60s, and yeah, just pop that in there because it's a rose journal. And again, another gorgeous woman on there, okay, keeping with the theme of the rose and the vintage style. And the back of that goes back in there. Again, another piece of paper, only this one pulls out so that there's more ability to write on there. It's stuck in, and just turn it over, you can write along there as well. And another bag, just with some lace on there. This is hand-dyed lace, and this is vintage lace. I think there's at least a metre on there. It could be two metres of each, but to me that looks like it's probably just a metre. And it goes back in the bag. Get back in. Alrighty, and so there we have it. That's just the journal, and that's the back of the journal. Just another glassine bag that really serves to be the cover, which comes around like this. Some lovely vintage satin, and I put some seam binding with this one as well, and that's going to be the thing that holds it together. So I hope you liked that. Just a quick flip through, and if you've got any comments, that'd be nice. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. And if you want to give me a thumbs up, fantabulous. And I look forward to just showing you some more of my journals very soon. I'm going to be putting up some more, as well as doing some tutorials, particularly around my painting. I think the tutorials, because I'm not making any more journals at the moment until these ones actually sell. Oh, I might change my mind, who knows. But at the moment I'm thinking, no, I probably won't. So yeah, tell me what you think, and really appreciate the fact that you've even stayed with me and watched through. So bye for now.